Good morning. It's storytelling time this morning. Robin has a couple of things that she is going to want to share on how her day began, and we hope that this type of analogy will give you some understanding of the lives that you're living. You see, Robin got up this morning and she went to open her garbage can area, and she noticed that it was quite full. She actually noticed it the night before. Nobody had decided to empty it. She closed it up, jammed a little bit more in there, thinking it needs to be emptied. But nobody was really willing to do it at that moment. As the day went on, she continued to jam things on top of that garbage can, knowing that it was getting too full to hold them and starting to bubble over the side. She even put some coffee grounds in there and thought that's probably not a good idea. But yet she just kept on piling things on and ignoring the fact that the can was full, you see. And you know where we're going. We're talking about you a little bit, because sometimes a human will do this to themselves. They will oftentimes feel that they are coming down with something. They will feel as though they are having a tough time, whether it is at work or with their family, and they will continue to stuff the garbage full themselves, yes, even though they are knowing that it needs emptying. It needs to be cleaned out, you see. This brought on a whole nother topic as she told the story to Dave, and we have given you the idea that these two like to go in the sauna in the morning and have a conversation about life and different things. And they were talking between themselves about life experiences and those that have had experiences that they don't like, and trying to really figure out why this happens. We got on the topic of co-creating, and we really want you to understand to what level or degree you will go to with the ones that you are in interaction with to get the lessons that you are supposed to get in the life that you're living, you see. Robin remembers having a session a long time ago with someone, and they were discussing with her how they had been betrayed, how they had purchased a business or something, and the one that they had purchased it with was actually a good and close friend, and yet he had figured out a way to betray his friend, you see, and make this whole thing go in his favor, and the friend ended up losing out in this exchange, you see. And this one was quite exasperated about it. It was years ago, and he was still pondering it to the point where he would have thoughts now and then about the person, and he would think how well he was doing, how much money he was making, the life that he was really getting, even though he got it in a form of what he would deem as not being upright or upstanding. Yes, let's use that term, you see. And so what is all this about? Is the betrayal not true? No, it's true. It happened, you see. And should the one not be making money because he did it in dishonesty? Maybe. We're not saying it isn't true. But what we are going to tell you is the feelings that that one was having were for him about him. And as he looked at the one who had betrayed him and decided that he was not worthy of what it is that he was yielding to himself, he began to deny himself his own yielding, his own manifestations that are surrounding him in the universe that is him, you see. And then we backed him up a little bit and really dug into this betrayal thing, only to find out that he himself was guilty of a betrayal in his life, you see. And as we kept digging around in here and asking him about the one, this friend of his that had betrayed him, now he understood how it was attracted to him. Now he wanted us to explain why he is prospering after the betrayal. And we said to him, what is the feeling that you have as you look at that? And he said, it's unfair. I find it to be unfair, you see. And we said to him, do you see anything unfair happening in this man's life? And he said, well, his wife has become ill, you see. And he feels it's very unfair. Now, did it come to him in his money? Did it come to him in his work? No. It came to him where he could truly experience what he deemed unfairness. This is how intricate these arrangements, these circles that you ride in when you're on this ride, can become, you see. We know you all value the life and the years of it, but we value the lessons and the experience of it. And all that is will go to any length in order to you to transcend or grow out of that experience, you see. And we have told you before that oftentimes the very lesson that you're going to need to get will come closer and closer and closer to you in the circles that you are in. And it will intensify in you to such a degree that you will have to get that lesson, or you will no longer be able to bear to be in the skin you're in, you see. So We're not here to scare you. We're not here to make you feel as though you have to look out, because looking out won't do you any good. You can't change anything except for how the way you perceive it, you see. So why do we always say, perceive in love? It doesn't matter what has happened, because we just proved to you that everything that happened was in fact fair. It really was. The man had betrayed, he got betrayed. The man was unfair, he received unfairness. And so it goes, you see. And so the most important thing that you can do is to really start to pay attention to yourself, to the repetitive thoughts that you have, because many people who have repetitive thoughts want to make them go away. They want to stop them and stuff them down. And we would tell you there's not a single thought that's coming to you that's not there for you, in behalf of you and the teaching of you, you see. So if you're thinking to yourself over and over again about an old situation where someone has wronged you or done something dishonest or betrayed you, then we promise you that somewhere in your life there has been some type of an exchange where you have done same or likened yourself to it, either in your hate of it or your love of it. It could be either, you see. Most of the time when you love something, you're getting something that you love back. But when you have a dislike for something and you want to blame someone else for it, this is just a waste of time and energy, because they're nothing more than a reflection back to you about you. We keep coming back with these stories to you week in and week out because we really want you to understand this intricate life plan that you are now a part of, and that there is no way of escaping how it is you move in your life. And that includes the good stuff. Everybody wants to get worried in fear about the bad stuff. And we would tell you, if you move from a place of love, if you move from a place of acceptance, if you decide that no conflict is worth having, what can really be brought to you in that energy? We promise you there won't be anything that you're not wanting. We hope that you get this intention that we are sending to you. We really want you to get the idea that you are here to learn about yourself, about how you perceive others, in a reflection of yourself, and how you can conform yourself by choosing how you're going to perceive. You might have to, for a while, clean up a little residue. You might have a few things come into your experience that are left over that you have not quite transcended. And this is where the difficulty comes in, or what a human would deem as difficulty, because they have made a decision now that life is going to be different, they're going to choose different, but yet there are these trickling in or leaking in of a few things that are created, that are still in form or near to form, that they are not able to rid themselves of immediately, you see. But we're going to promise you one thing. If you hold that level that we're talking about in admiration, in gratitude, in appreciation, and even if you catch yourself in something, in a way of thinking that has brought something to yourself in the view of someone else that you wish you had not, it's just another acknowledgement and thought away. Go to your human. You had an experience you didn't like. You reacted in greed, you acted in anger, you acted in distrust, whatever it was. Soothe your human back up. Let it know that it is understandable, that it is in a contrasting plane, and that this is going to happen from time to time. And gently move yourself towards your source so that it can now do the work, or transfer the energy, we should say, that you are needing to receive the highest level of teaching in the experience that you are in. There is nothing that is coming to you in the form of a thought or a feeling that is not communication to you, for you, and about you, and your learning. We're letting that sink in. We're giving you that information. We want you to consider it in every one of your interactions that you are a part of. You are the creator. You are the one. You decide. You choose. You perceive. And then you are brought to receiving. Good day.